Well, happy Monday. Welcome to Weather Weenies. I'm Keith Carson alongside Ryan Breton. And so you were away for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of a reset from this pattern that we're in right now.
Timed it pretty well. I've only been back for about 2.5 hours.
I was wondering about that. I saw your picture and I was like, is this guy landing right now?
Yeah, it was landed at about 12:45. So, I was down in Charlotte, North Carolina for the weekend where I've never been before, but went down there for the PGA Championship, was at the event yesterday, which was awesome. But the weather there was great.
It's great.
It was sunny, mid-80s, like probably for them, not humid at all. To me, it felt like a little bit humid.
Yep.
But even still, wasn't that uncomfortable.
Charlotte's interesting because it's so many people I meet in Maine or northern New England think about moving there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why specifically. And my theory is that it's kind of south, but it's not like crazy far south.
Right.
It seems
I
like
see
the
the
middle.
appeal.
Yeah.
I've never been there before, but having been there, it's very walkable.
Yep.
A lot of outdoor spaces. So I thought
Clean.
it was a good town.
So kind of a clean town.
Yep, definitely.
Did you see Slam and Sam Rogers down there?
I actually didn't because he had to come back to New England for a family event on Saturday.
Two ships in the night.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. We thought we might have passed each other in the airport. But
that's what happens. Well, good reset. We did get a decent day yesterday. I was kind of just filling you in on how that went down, and some parts of the state saw. Southern Maine was in the 70s, and there weren't really any major showers till like 3 or 4. So that's.
Well, I had checked my Apple Watch temperature, which never changed. I didn't change the location on it.
Yep.
So at one point it said like 67. I was like, oh, Portland's doing okay.
Not bad, and so we did okay. A couple of showers today. A much gloomier day with for central and northern Maine, consistent rain there. So it's just this is the pattern we promised you, unfortunately, and that's where we're at. And the cloud cover you can see is. Pretty far reaching.
I will say it was interesting coming back on the plane. Again, this is around like noon today. I opened up the window curtain to look out.
Yeah.
And I saw it was still clear and I could see coastline.
Yeah.
It must have been Massachusetts. It was
enough
clearing, but then we hit a certain point where there was just like this deck of stratus
Welcome
clouds.
to Maine. I kind of like playing that game when you're approaching, when you're trying to figure out what coast you're looking at, because from a distance like that, say you're 20,000 feet at that point as you're starting to descend, it's still really hard, because there have been times I've been like, oh yeah, that must be southern Maine, and then it's like Revere Beach, which on the ground is nothing like southern Maine, but from a distance it all can kind of blend in. We took a flight. Have you been on a clear enough day that you can see the actual hook of Cape Cod?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
only
so weird.
Time,
but I was thinking, I don't think I had ever seen it before. The last time I landed, I saw it, and I was like, why do I not always see that? You'd think it would be like just the thing. But anyways, the clouds, that's where we're at. And the rain has been, I would say the radar is like a little bit beefier than it really is.
It's definitely wet enough for you probably like get a little wet unless you dodge right in.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at the radar when I was coming into work, and I was like, oh yeah, coming in. It's at least enough that I need the windshield wiper.
This is what happens. So we've got Tuesday and Wednesday, there should be fewer showers. This low is going to move away from us, but it doesn't get completely away. So the question is, can we get mostly dry days out of this, but they're not pretty. And I will tell you this, since you're just coming in, like this model has been cool. Like so it's keeping us in right around 50. The rest of the models are in the mid 50s. Either way, it's not warm.
Yeah.
But this one, it seems to be on the cool side.
And this one pretty much keeps us overcast all day. So I bet the others have at least a couple breaks.
But I will say,
not much.
Yeah, and this model's bias is usually to try to break us.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a ton. And then Wednesday similar, where these are 2 days, I believe, that Tuesday and Wednesday, that if you had to do something outside, you probably could. It's just not going to be warm.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're at. That storm we talked about on Thursday for a rainstorm has moved back really to Thursday night, Friday.
And this is I was checking the models yesterday and this morning, and this is a kind of sizable low for this point in late spring.
It's a little wound up, and there were a few runs over the weekend that put it south of us and missed us, which it wouldn't have been sweet out anyways, but it would have kept the rain. But it seems like they've gone back to that more northern track. And I actually meant to check the wind layer, because that looks like Friday morning, that looks like windy.
It wouldn't be something, at least at first glance, that's like, oh my gosh, we're going to have big issues, but enough that maybe some gusts over 40 miles per hour.
Yep.
So
yeah, it doesn't have that like that warm sector right before the front look
Yeah.
to it. But it definitely is. It's not a nice day on Friday.
No.
I guess. Is the
And that
bottom
is
line.
really a nor'easter in that position too.
Yep.
So, and then after that, over the weekend, it seems like it's just a question of how quickly does it kind of spin away. So Saturday is still cloudy, kind of dreary with showers. But we got some hope for Sunday, right?
Sunday, Monday look better than
Yeah.
they did. I'm a little like, so I put a tiny raindrop in on Sunday. I didn't put it in on Monday, but you can see this model has some showers. It's hard to say because that's a decent pattern, but we are sandwiched because there's something right behind it.
Yeah.
So we got to hit that right.
And this is also playing the game of scale with the raindrops. You know, you don't want, as we've talked about on this show before, you can't put it on there every single day in a pattern like this because otherwise people will get the wrong message.
Yep.
But clearly Thursday night, Friday wet, and then the weekend is hopefully got some hope for it.
A little bit better. And yeah, to your point, like I believe Todd didn't have a raindrop on Sunday in the morning, and I just felt like, well, it's like not a 0 chance. Let's say it's a 30% chance. To me, the threshold is about 20%. Like if it's over that, I'd like to put it on there.
And it'd be nice if, as we get closer, we can peel it back.
Yes.
Always good to go in that direction for a holiday weekend.
And the temperatures, like, to improve would be good. I have a buddy who's getting married on Saturday night, so we've talked about this. You're in like prime wedding season age. I'm in like either friends of mine who are younger, or I'm in like second wedding season. This is where I'm at. So there's one on Saturday, and you know, you never know what you're gonna get in like Memorial Day weekend. I will say probably they weren't guessing a high of like 51.
Right.
It is cool. Paula was looking for like, she wanted to get a different dress or something. And she's like, what? I'm like, this is in advance. You'd order. I said, get one for like warm weather and get one for 50.
Yeah.
And so one went back.
Smart.
And the other
Smart play on your part.
Well, it was so far out. Like she wanted it like 3 weeks in advance. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So do the people in your life do that to you too? Like,
Oh yeah.
unrealistic. Like they know you can't do it.
Yeah, and it's like everybody still thinks there's something that we're not giving away.
Like a holding it back.
Yeah.
I would say the only point that's true is like, let's say 10 days out.
Right.
Like we're not going to put a 10-day out because it's really not super accurate, but we could have a conversation about it.
Well, for example, I had posted last Thursday that I didn't like the pattern heading into Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And then somebody commented on my Facebook page and said, oh, I just saw on such and such station that does a 10-day forecast. It's dry for the whole weekend.
Right.
And I said, well, number one, I'm not here to criticize somebody else's forecast.
Yeah.
Number two, we don't do a 10-day for a reason.
Yeah.
But I would be shocked if all 3 weekend days are totally dry.
I think the app was doing that too, because somebody mentioned that to me. They said, oh, it looks pretty good on Memorial Day weekend. I was like, oh, like we might squeeze out Sunday afternoon and Monday, but it doesn't look amazing. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a diminishing return, but I like it when it's just wild distances, like a family member who, they're like, oh, in 3 weeks. You got nothing, like, there's, I can't tell you anything. Or places, when we travel, Paula will do that to me. She'll be like, oh, what do you think it's going to be like in the Alps in 2 weeks? I'm like, that's a whole thing, like to understand what the models do, where, and what makes sense. And
you do know and this is to not be named, there is a private weather company that does a 45 or a 90-day forecast.
Yes.
Day by day. And this came out when I was in college.
Right.
And the reason it became such an issue was they said, well, people are interested.
Sure.
The answer is, we can't give you a forecast on day 44 or day 45 and treat it like it's tomorrow.
Was it straight? Was it just like Climo data?
They claim they're massaging it somehow. And actually, we did do a project in a meteorology class. I've got to find out if Dana did this, where for a period of time we took in the data and then verified it versus climatology.
Right.
And climatology came out better.
Sure.
So.
Sure. I didn't even know. I actually thought. I don't think it's bad to say who it is because it's like a known thing.
AccuWeather,
I was going to say a known thing, but I always thought that it was just Climo and they were just kind of repackaging it. I didn't realize that
it's not.
Pretended it was the thing.
To my most recent knowledge, there is some forecasting that goes on there. But the point being, beyond about 10 days, you can't really give what's called a deterministic forecast, a sun, an icon, a temperature. You can sometimes give trends or give an idea, or if it's in the case of going to the Alps in 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever it is, say this is what it usually is. And
Also, I would say like temps you can get a better handle on well in advance. Like, okay, well this looks below average or above average.
Right.
When you're talking about like, is it going to rain on a certain day, which is usually what people really want to know.
Particularly with a wedding or an event.
Yeah. We talked about this during the winter, how ski areas are like wise to this, right? So their cancellation policy at different ski areas roughly is something like 14 days or 13 days. They know the edge of where people could see that my ski vacation is going to be a washout.
Yeah.
And so they don't want people to be able to cancel, based on that. And so they're right there on the edge of, so I'm guessing back in the day, maybe it would have been 10 days.
Yeah.
But now they realize, 10 days you might be able to tell.
And there are some skiers who are kind of like little weather enthusiasts in how to look at the models too. So.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of those out there. And then there's skiers like me who don't want to ski when it's not nice. So I'm always trying to push on the edge of that. Questions for tomorrow would be great if you have any.
We do have one that we got last week that not the lightning ball one. Maybe we can bring that up.
Today.
We can bring that up for tomorrow. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, send them to us, weather-weenies@newscentermaine.com.
All right. Have a good day.
See ya.